Hey everyone, and welcome back, or welcome if you are new here. My name is Carly, and I'm a wedding stylist in Colorado, which basically means I decorate wedding venues. And today, we are at the beautiful Skylight located in downtown Denver. I'm going to take you through the entire wedding day, from setup to teardown, give you some tips and tricks for setting up your own wedding day, and make sure to stay tuned to the end to see how I made these arched acrylic signs. So this is my first wedding at Skylight, but was a super easy load-in since we are able to unload right into the reception space. We typically are the first vendors to arrive, but Colorado Party Rentals came earlier this morning to set the drapes to serve as a barrier between the ceremony and reception space. A few things I want to mention before we really get into our setup, that every wedding is different and has different needs from each vendor. So typically catering would be the one to set all the tables and chairs, but since the florist was a friend of the couples and needed some extra time for setup, we went ahead and arranged the tables ourselves. For this venue, the wood tables and metal chairs are included, which was amazing because they were a perfect style for my modern couple, but there are only so many chairs to use, and for this 90 guest wedding, we had to use them at the ceremony first, then flip them to the reception space during cocktail hour. And just to give a better idea, these are the floor plans that we created for this wedding. This is created in all seated, which a lot of the venues that I work with have their floor plans already uploaded into that website, so it is super easy to move around tables and to see exactly what fits perfect in that space. And then during ceremony, we also have a couple of extra tables that are just kind of off to the side, just so it's super easy for all of the guests to work their way back to the very back of the venue and outside for cocktail hour while we flip the chairs into the reception space. So after ceremony, it will look something like this, and we are going to be clearing out the ceremony space to make room for the DJ and the dance floor. Since we had some extra work moving the tables ourselves and with the chair flip after the ceremony, my husband Sean came along to help out. He does have his own YouTube channel, it's Colors in Colorado, which he films a lot of our weekends off, hiking up in the mountains, just things that we like to do around Colorado. If you want to check that out, I will link that up in the top right corner here and in the video description. Also linked will be all of the decor that I used today, so you can buy these mercury glass votives or the multi-level hurricane if that's something that will fit in your wedding style. And also if you like the font on these wedding signs, which I will talk about this a little bit more at the end of the video, but that is a part of my Creative Fabrica subscription, which right now you can get a month for $1 and then a discounted rate at $19 a month after that. So make sure to check that out in the video description as well. So these two hedge walls are from the venue. We did have to rent them, pay just a little bit extra for those. They are blocking the door, so when guests walk in the front door, they are going to see the greenery that is on the other side with the neon light that's hanging there, and then they're going to walk around and be walking basically into the front of the reception. So it's almost go time. We have everything set, everything cleaned up out of the way, all of the plates, the linen set, as many chairs in the reception space that we can, but we have a menu on each table as well because this is a family style dinner, meaning that the food will come from the food truck on platters out to the tables, and then it will pretty much be a free-for-all. People can just grab whatever they want then. The plate settings are also from Colorado Party Rentals. We were able to go into the showroom and pick those out there. I thought they just turned out amazing at this venue with the matte black plates and the silky style napkin underneath. I'll make sure to link all the vendors below, but this is actually my first time working with a live wedding painter. Hannah was awesome. She came a few hours before the ceremony just to get like the general background painted in. So we already had the candles and the hedge walls there. She did that and then added the couple in during the ceremony and cocktail hour. I thought the black acrylics looked amazing with the vibes of this wedding, the black with the white lettering, and we had different shapes and sizes of the signs too. So for the Mr. and Mrs. Chair signs, we did kind of like the half circle. Some of the signs we did a half arch, some of them we did a full arch. So really just kind of mixing and matching the signs in and getting the super modern look. The copper stands, I love just kind of mixing some of that metal in, and it matched a lot of the mercury glass as well. So having that as the holders for our black acrylic, I thought just worked out perfectly. The couple ended up purchasing that neon sign that is hanging on the greenery hedges. And as you can see, during the dance floor, we pushed those hedges up to be behind the sweetheart table, so that would serve as the backdrop during the reception. And then we left it that way just because the neon light was so bright. If we flipped it around the dance floor, the whole dance floor would have been illuminated. So we just left that as is, and everyone was taking pictures with it throughout the night. It was such a fun touch. The DJ was David from TH Entertainment. I actually worked with him on this bride's sister's wedding in 2020, so I've worked with this family before a couple years back, and that was actually at Woodlands, and I believe I did a tutorial for the wood signs that we made for her sister's wedding. But it was so nice just getting to see the whole family again. It's like time did not even pass by. But before we know it, here we are at the end of the wedding. We separated those hedge walls so they could do a bubble exit out into their black Uber that they rented. So it was just such a pleasure to be here for this lovely couple and their family again. It's just so nice to be a part of these events and seeing them throughout the years and how the family is growing. And even since Emily's wedding in 2020, they have a couple new babies in the family, so just getting to see all that is so much fun as well. So once the night is over and the couple has already had their farewell, guests are already out the door. Catering starts cleaning off all of the tables. They are getting all of the plate setting rentals back together for Colorado Party Rentals to pick up tomorrow. And we will leave all of the tables and the drapes in place. And then the venue management comes in the next morning to clean up and set up for the next wedding. So jumping back to the week before the wedding, when I made all of the acrylic signs in my office, I have tons of tutorials showing how to make acrylic signs with vinyl lettering, how to use the hinging method, tons of tips and tricks for your own signage on my page. But I do want to talk a little bit about the arched acrylic because it is a little bit of a specialty thing versus just like the standard, rectangle acrylics that I would get for my signage. But what I do is I send that demo that the client has approved. I will also send that along to my plastics guy. So whenever I order all of my acrylics, I send them the sizes that I needed for everything, what style I need. So if I need like the full arch or just the half arch. And then I send them the demo as well, just to make sure we are all on the same page and I'm getting the correct acrylics. One way I do save a little bit of money on these though is drilling the holes in the acrylics myself. I think this cost about $5 a hole at the plastic store, so that can be even more than some of my acrylic pieces here. So I definitely make sure to do that at home. It's super easy, and I have a full tutorial on how you can cut holes in your acrylics without getting any cracks as well. So this is a fairly large project, just doing a full signage set for a wedding. The seating chart was not included in that demo. That's just because I wait until the week of to finalize that design, just in case anybody drops or needs to be added to that. And with large projects like this, I like working in sections, so basically cutting all of my vinyl with my Cricut maker and then prepping all of my acrylics, then adding all of the vinyl to those, then cleaning everything at once. It just makes these larger projects easier if I'm able to break them up into sections like that. Well, thank you so much for being here and supporting my channel. Let me know any questions that you have down below in the comment section and what project you are setting up, if it's for your own wedding or if you are in the industry yourself. Let us know in the comments as well, and I will see you again soon.